Now we must remember 3 things before we start. Number 1, it's important that you perform the steps of wudu in the right order. Number 2, we should not waste water when we make wudu. Just use enough to make your wudu properly. And finally, before we start making wudu, we must begin by saying Bismillah. First, you must wash your hands really well, including your wrists, and make sure you get in between your fingers. Do this 3 times. Next, put water into your mouth using your right hand. Swirl it around in your mouth, then spit it out. You also do this 3 times. Now put a little bit of water into your right hand again. Then sniff the water into your nose. Using your left hand, blow all the water out. Yep, you guessed it. You do this 3 times. It's time to give your face a good clean. Wet both your hands and wipe your face from your forehead all the way down to your chin, and from your right ear to the left, making sure you get every spot. Do this 3 times. Starting with your right arm, wash from your fingers and all the way up above to your elbows. After you wash your right arm 3 times, then you do the same thing for your left arm. Wet both your hands and wipe your head. You must start from the front and wipe all the way over the top until you reach the back. Then wipe it back to the front in one motion. You only have to do this once. Wet both your hands and then use your index fingers to clean the inside of your ears, and use both of your thumbs to clean behind your ears too. This is only done once. Starting with your right, wash your foot from your toes to up above your ankle. Make sure you wash every part. Don't forget to wash the bottom too. You must do this 3 times. Then do the same thing for your left foot. Now that your body is all clean and ready, we must clean our heart by saying Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadun abduhu wa rasuluh. Allahumma aj'alni min at-tawwabin wa aj'alni min al-muttahirin. Which means, I bear witness that there is no God worthy of worship except Allah, and I bear witness that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam is his messenger and slave. O Allah, make me from the people who ask for your forgiveness, and make me among those who are always clean and pure. Now that we are all clean and ready to pray, we need to make sure we don't break our wudu. If you do any of these things, make sure to go and make wudu again before you pray. If you use the bathroom for number 1 or number 2, then this breaks your wudu. Oops! If you pass through it, then this definitely breaks your wudu. And if you really get tired and fall asleep, then this breaks your wudu too. You never know, you may while you are sleeping. MashaAllah! Now you have learned how to make wudu. Assalamu alaikum. Now we are going to learn how to pray. But before we start, we need to make sure that number 1, you are wearing the correct clothing. Number 2, that your clothes and place of prayer is clean. Number 3, make sure you have wudu. And number 4, make sure you're facing the Qibla. Step 1. Face in the Qibla with both feet shoulder width apart. Raise both hands to your shoulders with your palms facing forward and then say Allahu Akbar. Now place your hands on your chest. Place your right hand over your left, then say A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Now in the same position, recite Surah Al-Fatiha. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir-Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. Recite another small chapter from the Quran, but you only recite another surah if it's your first or second rakat. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. Step 3. After you finish reciting, say Allahu Akbar. Step 4. Now bend down and place your hands on your knees. This is called the ruku' position. In this position, you say Subhana Rabbil Azim. Repeat this 3 times. Step 5. Come back into the standing position and say Sami Allahu liman hamida Rabbana walakal hamd. Now we are going into the sujood position, like this. When you were in the sujood position, you say Subhana Rabbiyal A'la. Say this 3 times. Important tip. You need to make sure that 7 points of your body are touching the ground in the sujood position. They are the nose and the forehead, your hands, your knees, and the toes of both feet are upright and not laying flat on the floor. Step 7. Come up from sujood into a sitting position and you say Allahu Akbar. Then, when you are sitting, you say Rabbi ighfirli, which means, Oh Allah, forgive me. You say this 2 times. Step 8. Go back into the sujood position and repeat again 3 times. Subhan Rabbil A'la. This completes the first ruk'ah of prayer. Now I will explain what to do next. If you are praying the following ruk'ahs, then continue. Second ruk'ah of Fajr, second and fourth ruk'ah of Dhuhr, Asr and Isha, second and third ruk'ah of Maghrib. If you are not, then stand up and go back to step 1. Step 9. If you are continuing your prayer from the last step, then come back up from sujood and say Allahu Akbar and stay in this position. Raise just your right index finger and say التحيات لله والصلوات والطيبات السلام عليك أيها النبي ورحمة الله وبركاته السلام علينا وعلى عباد الله الصالحين أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. What to do next? If you are praying the final rak'ahs of prayer, then continue. For Fajr, it's the second rak'ah. For Dhuhr, Asr and Isha, it's the fourth rak'ah. And for Maghrib, it's the third rak'ah. If you are not, then stand back up and go back to step 1. Step 2. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad كما صليت آل إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك آل محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت آل إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. Step 11. Now turn your face to the right side and say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Step 12. Now turn your face to the left side and say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Well, mashallah, you just learned how to pray. Ba-dum-bum, doo-doo, 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 ba-dum-bum.